love that came with the rain. It was the middle of autumn when Lily first met Ethan. The crisp air of October had started to settle in, the sky painted in soft shades of orange and gold, and the sound of falling leaves echoed down the cobblestone streets. Lily, an aspiring writer, was walking home from her favorite cafe, the place where she often sat to sip on her hazelnut coffee and let her imagination wander. It was one of those days when the world felt a little quieter, the kind where you could hear your thoughts clearly, uninterrupted. Lily had always enjoyed the solitude of these moments, especially after a busy day filled with deadlines and editing projects. She was lost in her thoughts, her mind swirling with ideas for her next story, when suddenly, the heavens opened up. The rain fell in sheets, cold and relentless. Lily quickly ducked under a tree, pulling her scarf tighter around her neck, but it did little to keep her dry. Her thoughts shifted to the umbrella she had forgotten at home. She was about to give in to the rain and just embrace the wetness when a voice broke through the downpour. "Hey! You need some help?" Lily turned to find a man standing a few feet away. He was holding a large black umbrella, his hair slightly damp from the rain. He smiled, his eyes twinkling with kindness. "Thanks, but I'm fine," Lily said, though she couldn't hide the frustration in her voice. "You sure? It looks like you could use some cover," he said, stepping closer. Lily hesitated for a moment before nodding. "I guess I could use a little help." Without another word, the man handed her the umbrella, and they stood side by side, walking down the street together as the rain continued to pour. "I'm Ethan," he said after a few minutes of silence. "Lily," she replied with a smile. They continued walking, the awkwardness of the first meeting slowly fading. The conversation flowed easily, almost as if they had known each other for years. They spoke about everything from their favorite books to the best places to get coffee in the city. There was a natural rhythm between them, a comfortable silence that didn't feel strange. As they reached a small intersection, the rain began to let up. The clouds parted, revealing the soft glow of the setting sun. "Well, this is where I turn," Lily said, pointing to the small street ahead. "I guess this is goodbye for now." Ethan paused. "Do you want to grab a coffee sometime?" Lily blinked in surprise. She hadn't expected him to ask, but there was something about him that felt familiar, like the kind of person you could easily spend hours talking to. "Sure," she said, her heart skipping a beat. "I'd like that." Ethan smiled warmly. "I'll take that as a yes. How about this Saturday?" Lily nodded. "Sounds perfect." They exchanged numbers before parting ways, each of them walking off in different directions, their hearts a little lighter than before. The rain had stopped, but it felt as though something new had started between them, something that didn't need words to be understood. Saturday arrived faster than expected, and Lily found herself nervously adjusting her dress in front of the mirror. She hadn't been on a proper date in a while, and the idea of meeting Ethan again made her both excited and anxious. She had been thinking about their conversation all week, replaying every moment in her head. When she arrived at the cafe, Ethan was already there, sitting by the window with a smile on his face. As soon as he saw her, his face lit up, and he stood to greet her. "You look stunning," he said, his voice warm and sincere. Lily felt her cheeks flush. "Thank you. You look pretty good yourself." They both laughed, the tension easing immediately. They sat down, and the conversation picked up where they left off. They talked about their favorite movies, the places they dreamed of traveling to, and even their fears and insecurities. With each passing minute, Lily felt a connection she hadn't felt in a long time. It was effortless, like they had known each other for years, even though they had only just met. By the end of the evening, they both knew it wasn't just a fleeting attraction. There was something real between them, something that neither of them could ignore. Days turned into weeks, and their bond only grew stronger. They spent weekends exploring the city together, walking through parks, visiting bookstores, and sharing quiet dinners. Their conversations became more intimate, their smiles more genuine. It was the kind of love that felt natural, like a melody that played softly in the background, always there, always comforting. As the months passed, they became inseparable. Ethan was her biggest supporter, always encouraging her to pursue her writing dreams, even when she doubted herself. Lily, in turn, helped Ethan navigate the complexities of his career, offering him wisdom and kindness whenever he needed it. One cold winter evening, as snowflakes fell gently from the sky, Ethan took Lily to their favorite park, the one where they had spent many afternoons talking and laughing. He had planned everything carefully, even arranging for the snow to be falling at just the right moment. Lily smiled as they walked through the snow-covered paths, the silence of the night enveloping them in a peaceful embrace. "Lily," Ethan said softly, stopping in front of a small wooden bench. "Do you remember the day we met? The rain, the umbrella, the way we just clicked?" Lily nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. "I'll never forget it. It felt like fate." Ethan smiled, his eyes full of love. "I've thought about that day every single moment since then. And I've realized something. I don't ever want to be without you. You're my best friend, my confidant, my everything." Tears welled up in Lily's eyes as she looked at him, her breath caught in her throat. "I love you, Lily. Will you spend the rest of your life with me?" he asked, pulling out a small, sparkling ring from his pocket. Lily's heart exploded with happiness. The answer was simple, yet so profound. "Yes," she whispered, her voice shaking with emotion. "Yes, I will." Years later, Lily would look back at that rainy day and marvel at how it had all begun. It had been the rain that brought them together, but it was the love they built that kept them strong through every storm. And in the end, they both knew that no matter what the weather brought, they would always be there for each other. Because sometimes, love comes not when you expect it, but exactly when you need it most.